This year's animal issue that's perhaps, I guess, given the most universal revulsion is trophy hunting. From polar bears being gunned down to order, to within the last few weeks, South Africa auctioning off the chance to shoot critically endangered black rhino, which just completely blows my mind. The carnage has hit the front pages, including the Mirror, as part of a campaign to try and raise awareness of this appalling practice and pile pressure on governments around the world to stamp it out.
And so much of it has been inspired by one man. This is his story.
And you know the trophy hunters, they try and pull the wool over our eyes, don't they? They say that trophy hunting is all about conservation. Who do they think we are? Do they really think that we're that stupid? It's just an excuse. They do it because they enjoy it. And that's why it's wrong. That's why we've got to stop them. And that's why we've got to ban this thing once and for all. We need to send them a message loud and clear. It is time to stop letting trophy hunters getting away with murder.
So my name is Eduardo Goncalves. I'm the founder of the campaign to ban trophy hunting, and we're trying to abolish this evil, archaic, barbaric sport, if you can call it that, and consign it to the history books forever. One of the problems that we've got at the moment is that a huge number of wild animals are being shot every year. So you look over the past decade, something like 1.7 million animals have been killed just for sport. This isn't to meet some kind of human need, it is purely for entertainment. And about 250,000 of those animals were endangered species. So that's a huge impact that's having on some of the world's rarest wildlife. In the way that we're going to lose some of these species. Is that the kind of legacy that we want to leave people? Are we seriously going to tell our kids or grandchildren, look, here's a picture of an elephant in the book. I'm sorry I can't show you one in real life because they disappeared because we were stupid.
So I think it is something that is so vital in what happens here in the UK, and we need to be a leader.
He's such a fantastic campaigner. He's so passionate about what he does. And really, I felt it was when he pointed out to me just how important it was that it really hit me so hard, and I knew that I had to help.
The really important thing is to remember that change can happen and that ordinary people can have an influence. I mean, the campaign to ban trophy hunting is only going a few months. We're now on the verge of a ban on the hunting trophies coming into Britain. Okay? Now that is something that's happened in a very short period of time.
For the Mirror, it's been a great campaign to get involved with the ban on trophy hunting. It's something that our readers are really passionate about. They are very angry that this is still going on.
When trophy hunters start talking about trophy hunting being great for conservation, you know, my reaction is, well, hang on a second. You have not decided to fly halfway around the world with your rifle to shoot a big animal because of conservation. That isn't what motivated you. At the moment, you've got literally hundreds of factory farms in South Africa that are breeding lions and also tigers and cheetahs and jaguars and leopards, so that those animals can be shot in an enclosed space just for sport. I mean, this is absolutely horrifying. It's the most cowardly form of trophy hunting imaginable.
We're going to win this. We're definitely going to win this. And for all your campaigning, Eduardo, I think it's just amazing. And I think you're a great person. I think you're doing great work. So congratulations on your award.
There have been some splendid victories this year. The victory in CITES, which at last has put giraffes on the CITES list. That is something. But there's so many more victories still to be won. And I do very much hope that with people like Eduardo Goncalves at the helm, we will continue to make the progress we have made this year.
You have done so much despite great personal adversity, and since establishing the campaign to ban trophy hunting, you have lived and breathed for these incredible animals and are their loudest voice. Very well done, Eduardo.
I think his most impressive quality is that he's very caring and also very tenacious. He never gives up, and he won't ever give up until trophy hunting has been banned.
Please raise the roof for the inspirational Eduardo Goncalves.
Thank you so much. There you are. Well, I think Lorraine said it well there. Tenacious is certainly the word. Can you explain for all of us what needs to be done? Sorry, can I have the mic, Hels? What needs to be done to make this barbaric trophy hunting a thing of the past?
We need to abolish it. This is one of the great social, moral evils of our time. I see it up there with apartheid, with slavery, and we have to get rid of it completely. So we have to persuade, obviously, countries like Britain to stop importing the animals, but we also have to change the law, both here and abroad. Because at the moment, we have international laws that allow trophy hunters to trade and to kill animals which are the most endangered species on Earth. It is absolute insanity. And you well know, wildlife is in real trouble right now. You know, we're talking about 1 million species potentially going extinct. The last thing they need is for people to go around killing them just for entertainment, for amusement, in order to be able to brag about it and to stick something above the fireplace or to pose for a sick selfie. You know, every form of animal abuse, cruelty, persecution is wrong. But there's something particularly perverse, in my view, about trophy hunting, because it is just killing animals for pleasure. There can be absolutely no justification on Earth for that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I'm sure everyone else here does too. There have obviously been some very high-profile, headline-grabbing individual stories that have grabbed people's attention, but the scale of this is actually really important, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we're talking about huge numbers. We're also talking about species which are critically endangered. They are listed in the IUCN Red List as endangered or critically endangered. And of course, what trophy hunters like to do, they say they go for the old or the sick animal. That's rubbish. That's bogus. What they do is they get the biggest, the best, the most beautiful animal. And of course, what they're doing is they're taking those valuable genes out of the species gene pool. So you look at lions, for example, they've actually lost 15% of their gene pool in the last century because of persecution, because the hunters have gone for the biggest and the best animals. We are literally playing Jenga with nature. We're taking out, you know, those little building blocks of life. The tower is wobbling. And if we're not careful, it's going to collapse, and we're not going to be able to rebuild it.
It's kind of almost the exact opposite of evolution, isn't it? It's taking out the very best of the animals. When you're talking about lions there, if you take out the leader of pride, then you are going to completely change the dynamics of that group of animals.
Totally, and the same happens with elephants. What we're now seeing, for example, is a growing trend of tuskless elephants. And elephants' tusks are now shorter today than they were a generation ago. In other words, there is a process of reverse evolution going on because animals are almost trying to avoid the persecution because of their, you know, their large traits. And this is absolutely tragic. We are in serious danger of actually losing the lion. That would be the first big cat extinction in modern times since the saber-toothed tiger disappeared in historic times.
Well, I'm sure that everyone who's out there right now is just dying to know, having heard you speak so eloquently, what can we do? How can we get on side? How can we help your campaigning?
Okay, well, you'll have seen in the newspapers, and I actually spotted as I was walking up the wonderful Alison Phillips before, who's the editor of the Daily Mirror, who's been giving us so much support, and I really applaud the Mirror for all the help, and they've really shown leadership as a newspaper on this. And we are on the brink of securing a ban on imports into the UK. Well, that's the first step. Right? Because we're going to take that, we're going to go to the whole of Europe. We're actually about to open our new European office, and we've got together a bunch of lawyers. We're actually going to take governments to court, and we're going to test the CITES Treaty as well, because it's got this exemption that says you can't shoot animals for trade and for tusk and so on, but you can if you're a trophy hunter. That is classed as a non-commercial activity. Trophy hunting is one of the biggest industries in the world. It's a multi-million-dollar industry. So we're going to take them to court. We're going to get this ban through. We're going to make this global. We are going to abolish trophy hunting once and for all.
Well, that makes me want to take to my feet.
Yeah, and hearing Eduardo's words, I have absolutely no doubt that will be the case. I'm delighted to say we have two acting legends to present your award. They're both long-standing campaigners against animal cruelty. Please welcome the Queen of Coronation Street, Born Free patron Helen Worth, and from Downton Abbey, as well as everything from ever-decreasing circles to Unforgotten on ITV, welfare campaigner and Animal Heroes ambassador is Peter Egan.
so honoured to meet you. I just can't tell you. To have done what you've done throughout your life and now in your retirement for wild animals is just extraordinary, and you've spoken so eloquently. I don't think I need to add anything to that except to say that I have seen an elephant at close quarters with its tusks ripped out of its head, and I can tell you it's the most horrific thing I've ever seen, the most horrific and the most pointless thing I've ever seen. It's a battle that needs to be won, and with people like you in our world, I think you'll win that battle. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Well done, Eduardo. I agree with everything that Helen has said, and can I just say, isn't this the most sensational evening to be here with so many like-minded people? It's also great to see all the dots being joined up. Animals, cruelty, veganism. It makes such total sense. I'm very proud to be a vegan. The only thing I'm sad about was it took me so long to get there. I first met Eduardo when he was an excellent CEO of the League Against Cruel Sports, and he did a sensational job and sadly had to resign that position a couple of years ago because of a bad health period. But I think I'm right in saying that it was due to his work as CEO that proved the links between dogfighting and organized crime that led Michael Gove to increase the sentences for animal cruelty from 6 months to 5 years. It is right, isn't it? Of course, I think we'd all agree that 5 years isn't long enough, but it's a start. On my way, as I was on my way coming here tonight, I left home, I was watching the news, and up came an advert from an international charity about elephants. And it talks about losing our great friends and how elephants are in danger of becoming extinct. And this international charity was asking for donations to prevent that from happening, and that great charity is being exposed by Eduardo as being a charity that supports trophy hunting. And until those great charities actually join up their own dots, they're going to work against the great campaign that Eduardo has started, which today, a YouGov poll announced that 85% of the UK are against trophy hunting and want it banned. I think it's probably more than that, but it's as a result of the work of this great man. You do deserve this award, and I'm so proud to call you a friend. Well done.
Thank you so much, Peter, Helen, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you to Eduardo.